Alright, we are back with some more depression. Wild Souse appeared, and I've reloaded, if you catch my drift. Excuse me for I've also been drinking. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those episodes. One of the episodes that gains more traction than the others, but not by much, because I have a suspicion. Hold on, I'm not ready to talk about this yet. And in the meantime, enjoy, the little girl fight that it involves fighting the little girl. Hold on. I almost forgot what my spoof was. Anyway, I'm back battling depression as always. We're running out of types to decide. We only got like 2 or 3 left. I mean, we got more than 2. We got 3 left as far as I can see. Maybe one of the others will, that I extensively forgot, will pop up. But as far as I can tell, yeah, we only have 3 left. But I want to talk about something else, because it just happened, so I felt like talking about it, and, this will probably date the video. I mean, for God's sakes. Unless I'm super right, in which case, God, I hope I'm not super right. God, I hope this video's dated. Okay, so, we're gonna get political again. Silas getting political, baby. That's the Silas Gets Political song. So, we've had a few announcements for candidacies in the DNC as of late. All of them have been terrible to passable. Not happy passable, but passable. First, let me talk about Elizabeth Warren. No, you can't. Okay, if this was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago? Okay, 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years is good enough. Maybe you might have had a shot. Maybe if this was 2016, you may have had a shot. You don't have that shot anymore. You've made so many mistakes since within that small of a time frame. And those have been the prime focus. Those have been big decisions. This isn't just like spouting off at little pity things. These have been the highlights of your career, Warren. Okay, first was her refusing to sponsor anybody in the DNC race until, Queen Hillary was given her tiara, in which case she bowed and kissed the ring. Elizabeth Warren did, and she was just like, and I love making fun of the way that she clapped for Hillary, like, during her. It was this weird thing with her, this big announcement of her endorsement. Like, if I remember correctly, she had, like, a small auditorium gather for her announcing cooperation and sponsoring Clinton's candidacy. Like, and then she starts clapping, like, really firm, and her body is really stiff and, like, hunched over, and she looks like one of the sitting monkeys with one of the symbols. It was so weird. But no. Serious criticism. I need serious criticisms. I mean, that in itself is a problem. The fact that she literally just does things for her own gain. Transparently does things for her own gain. Second one, and this is a pretty fucking big one. She endorsed every single, and this is an accumulation of things. She decided to back every single one of Trump's military fundings that showed up in her part of the government. I believe it's senator. I'm pretty sure she's a senator. Either way, okay. And that's a big one. I don't understand these fucking Democrats. I mean, I do. I just don't get the people who do believe in them. Where they're like, oh yeah, we hate Trump. Trump is the worst. Oh, but some of the bills he passes, yeah, we'll take those. Resist. I mean, I understand if there is if, you know, they provide the logic that says, hey, we're going to, this is an important bill, we're going to supersede opposition for the sake of opposition in this case. The defense for the U.S. is not that case at all. At all. We spend 10 times more than the second military power in the world, which is China. And for what? For unnecessary military bases? For frivolous funding to go back into the military-industrial complex? Get the fuck out of here. We're good. 10 times! And this was in 2016, I believe the study was. And so now we have more than that. We have a few billion more than what we had in 2016. So we may have 11 times by now. I don't know that, but I know it's higher than it was back then. And that presents a problem. That presents a clear problem and a clear moral hypocrisy about these people. And no one represents it more than Elizabeth Warren. And then, okay, and here's the one that really gets it for me. The fact that she did not stand with Standing Rock. She didn't do it at all. She made a Facebook post, to my knowledge, or just like a general announcement saying, you know, we should work something out that's best for everybody. Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot. Okay? People were suffering. A lady's arm got blown off. Elizabeth, are you listening? Are you listening, Elizabeth Warren? Because people got limbs eviscerated. Cold water sprayed at them in the middle of the night during winter. Through a firing hose. Tear gas. Flash grenades. The military police, and you're just like, we gotta work something out that everybody will be happy. Nobody's going to be happy. There's no playing two sides at that point. You are literally just saying, I don't care, or I don't want to get anybody upset. I don't want to make waves. That's the big, that's what gets me about the Democrats, is that they don't want to do anything that will hurt their standing with anybody. And that's why they deflect so much criticism and blame any significant, valid criticisms on saying, "Oh, well, you're doing some other. You're a Putin puppet. You big dump. Don't you feel stupid? I accused you in a very Goebbels-esque sort of way. I believe it was Goebbels. It was either Goebbels or Himmler. No. It was Göring. In a very Göring-esque way." Just blaming accusing the population of not having national interest in mind. It's like, fuck you. How much reverse McCarthyism do you need to get your message in? It's like, I've heard that excuse so many times. It's not viable. Even when it was viable, it was horrible. Oh yeah, is this the episode where I actually get to fight Wake? I don't think it is. No, we're not to him yet, unfortunately. We will be someday, though. So, yeah. Elizabeth Warren failed to deliver any sort of intricate support at Standing Rock. Which, okay, first of all, this was Warren. Senator Elizabeth Warren. I think of Massachusetts. I don't know. I don't know the state she represents. Maybe it's Arizona. Like I said, I don't know. But listen, if you want to get credit for being Native American, despite being a transparently white-passing individual, which, you know, that's fine. You know, there are Indian people who do look extensively white, okay? And I can give them credit. You know, I won't. I mean, somebody who might know that, who might not know them, may see them wearing traditional gear in the street and say, "Hey, that offends me," but I'm getting off the point. The fact remains, if you want to, gain any sort of credit towards being a legitimate Native American, you might want to have their back every once in a while. You really ought to, consider your fan base. It's like, it's this is the equivalent of Hillary Clinton with the hot sauce in her purse. This fucking little charade, these hoops that Elizabeth Warren's having everyone go through to validate her heritage. I feel uncomfortable just talking about it because she's really succeeded at making it a contentious issue. I don't know how. Maybe it goes back to the Goring ideology, or maybe accusations of prejudice. But know your audience. And if you're just trying to validate yourself as being, I don't know, the first Native American in Congress, I'm not mocking the idea of a Native American in Congress. I voted for a Native American in Congress. I love him. He's my homie. He's a follower of mine on Twitter. I love him. James Singer, baby. I wish you could have made it. John Curtis, that motherfucker. Anywho. I'm mocking the fact that, no, she has as much, she's the 1/16th American, Native American deal. Like, I don't think that's her specific number, but she has your standard, my grandmother was a Native American thing. And everybody else is just, yes, tell us more about your great heritage, oh settler of the colonizer of the fucking West, who committed genocide against the fucking Native Americans that you're trying to claim to prize? Get out! No, that's not how this works. It's not how this sort of thing works. And I'm too far into the video to be talking about the other handful of candidates. So I'm just gonna keep putting the pressure on her. And, she's pretty much fallen silent after Standing Rock. She has, as far as I can tell, she's barely made any sorts of announcements whatsoever. And then suddenly she comes out of the blue like, "Hey, I'm running for president. How's he doing?" All my Native American sisters say, "Yeah." It just, she burns me up. And speaking of which, I should have packed a bigger one. Anyway, so Warren is just this fucking garbage can of a human being now. Like, I reiterate, up until, like, a handful of years ago, like, I'd say you can count on two hands, like, she would have had a shot. She would have had a great shot. It's not happening. It's not happening in 2020. I'm sorry. Even though, I hate saying this, but the people on Beat Lettuce, like, said, like, hey, if you think about it, she's kind of like the new Lisa Simpson. And then I'm just like, no, why? Don't say that, because the Simpsons also predicted that. But thankfully I remember, like, during the episode where Lisa gets elected president, it's implied that Kissinger has to go skinny dipping at Camp David. So as long as that won't happen within the next 1.5 years, then we should be secure. Because and to make sure that's like, it's not in a later term of hers, it's in her first term. She's not even like, she like gets barely introduced into office. It says President-elect. Bart says it. Because, you know, he's mocking her for saying she's not the real president. And it's... Oh! Oh, fuck! Hold on. Oh, Christ. How bad is that? Yeah, it's pretty bad. I knocked over my drink. Fuck. Shit. Alright, I'm gonna have to use a good towel. Because I'm not leaving this space if it kills me. Okay, maybe if it kills me, I'll leave. Because nobody watches this shit anyway. That's some... Oh, I gotta go. My plant needs me. Bye-bye. Stay wild. Fucker.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow.